Good afternoon, ladies. We have another story today. Today we're going to continue work on main idea and details and bring that into summarizing. So the story I have for you today is a little bit longer. It's nonfiction. It's called Owls Overhead. Let me pull up the story. Here it is. Owls Overhead. And so what do you know about owls? You have to think, right? Because good readers always connect what they might know, but they already know. Maybe you don't know anything about owls. You know they're birds. You know they fly, right? You can see a picture of this bird flying here. So let's look at this. Remember, most books have main ideas. General topic, that's the subject of the book, and details are extra information or descriptions that support the main idea, right? So in a nonfiction book, one of the features is table of contents, which we see right here. A lot of nonfiction books have a great amount of information about the topic, in this case, owls. And it's so large that it's grouped into sections, and each section has a main idea. This is why it's important to look at the titles, because it really helps you think about what you're going to learn about. What is the main idea of each topic? So as you look at here, there's some different chapters or sections. First one's flying in the moonlight, eyes for the night, even better ears, silent hunters, where owls live, owls are out there, and we have our last feature, a glossary, right? So as we read, you're going to see some dark words. Those we will find in the glossary. So if we can skip to that, let's look at the glossary. Here we go. So as you see here, we have 6 words. The first word is attack. It's a verb, which is an action word. It means to act harmfully toward, and we'll find this on page 10. The next word is habitats. It's a noun. The place where a plant or animal lives, we'll find that on page 12 as we read. Third word, mysterious, which is an adjective, a word that describes a noun. Mysterious means odd, not easy to understand. Prey is the fourth word. It's a noun. It's an animal that is hunted and eaten by another animal. We'll find that on page 8. Species is the next word, another noun. And it's a group of living things that are similar. And our last vocabulary word is survive, which is a verb, our action word, which means to stay alive. And we'll find that on page 5. So let's go back to our table of contents where we were. Sorry, hope this doesn't make you dizzy. Here we go. And as I was saying, it's really important to pay attention to the titles, because it's going to help us with the main idea of each section. Then we're going to take those main ideas of each section and summarize them for the whole book. What is the whole book about? This helps us out, okay? So let's start reading the first section. And as you can see right here, we have our title of the section. Good. Please read along with me. Here we go. Flying in the moonlight. It's a quiet moonlit night. You walk along the edge of town. A shadow crosses your path, but you hear no sound. You look up as a dark shape floats over you and into the nearby trees. It's an owl. More than 200 different species of owls live around the world. They come in many sizes and live on every continent except Antarctica. Owls may seem mysterious, but the way they look and act helps them survive. I turn the page, I see I have another title. So that's the end of the first section. So let's think about this. What is the main idea of the first section? I have, wait, let me pull this up. Here we go. So here I have all of our sections. And I started. So our first section here was flying in the moonlight. What do we know? What was the main idea of this? That they what? Right, they fly silently at night. That is the main idea. That was the biggest thing they told us, right? We're not going to say how they flew overhead. That was more of a hook than what the story was about. This might be a main idea for the entire book, but we don't know yet. We only read one little section. So we have to continue to read further to confirm what our main idea of the whole story, to summarize everything, is. Let's go back to our story. Our next section is Eyes for the Night. Let's read this together. So what do you think you're going to learn about? Right, their eyes, right? Because that's what the title tells us. So let's see how their eyes help them. Let's go ahead and read, starting with the title, please. Eyes for the Night. Like most birds, owls can't move their eyes. Instead, they must turn their heads to follow a moving object. Owls are able to turn their heads almost all the way around. They can even turn their heads upside down. Owls' big eyes help them survive too. Owls can't see in total darkness, but they can see better in low light than most animals. That's because of their pupils, the black circles in the center of their eyes. Their pupils can grow large to let in more light. Oh, you see, we're on our next section, so we're going to pause here for a second. What is the main idea of this section? Eyes for the Night. What was the main idea of that section? Right. They can't move their eyes. Oops, spelling mistake. So they move their head and their pupils, make this smaller, grow large to let in light. That helps them see in the dark, doesn't it? I can make this a bit smaller here, ladies. Make that big to me. Oh, there we go. Eyes for the Night. So they can't move their eyes, so they move their head, and their pupils grow large to let in light. Right? So that helps them see better. So it tells us about their eyes, doesn't it? Main idea. Next section. Go, whoops. Try the story. Let's go back to it. So the next section is called Even Better Ears. So we learned about our eyes, their eyes. What are we going to learn about next? Their ears. And that picture shows you the inside of their ear. The caption, which are always important to read, remember, gives us some extra information. So owls have very large ears, which are hidden under feathers. Some owls have thin skin that covers the ear's opening. Then next to it, you have a diagram here of an owl skull. Look, it has an upper ear and a lower ear. All that makes me think that's what we're going to learn about in this section. But let's read to find out. Let's start with the title and read along, please. Even Better Ears. Most owls rely on their hearing to hunt. Most owls have huge ears, with one higher than the other. The higher ear hears sounds from above. The lower ear hears sounds from below. Owls can move the feathers around their faces to send more sound to one ear or the other. This helps them find prey. Remember, prey is the animals. We learned that from the glossary. The animals that get hunted and eaten. Well, let's start up here with the caption in the picture. Owls, such as this barn owl, often crush their prey with their strong feet and sharp claws. The grip of some owls can be 10 times stronger than a human's grip. Let's continue in the text. Great gray owls can hear a mouse hidden under the snow. Barn owls can hear a mouse moving far away and catch one in complete darkness. These owls have the best hearing of any animal tested. And you can see we have a sidebar here, the yellowish sidebar. There's a caption in the picture says owl pellet. And the title of the sidebar says pellets. So let's find out what pellets are. Owls can't chew their food. Instead, they often swallow small prey whole. They can't digest the unwanted parts of the animal. A part of their stomach with strong muscles rolls these parts into small balls called pellets. A few hours after they eat, owls cough up the pellets. Interesting. Interesting information. Doesn't do much about the topic of ears, does it? We have our next one. But it does give us some information that the author thought was really interesting to share with us. So let's think about it, though. This title, excuse me, was Even Better Ears. So what did we learn about their ears? Right, their ears are huge. And they have two, right? What's different about the two? The higher one hears from where? Sounds from above. And the lower ear hears sounds from below. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? That's another one. So what have we learned so far? When they fly silently at night, when they can't move their eyes, so they move their head, and their pupils grow large to let light, which helps them see, doesn't it? And their ears are huge. The higher ear hears sound from above, and the lower ear hears sound from below. Good. Let's see what our next one is. Silent hunters. Here we have a little caption under the picture says, a saw-whet owl flies silently through the trees. What do you think this section's going to be about? Maybe I'll explain how they're so silent as hunters. Let's read to find out what this is about. Let's start with the title, please. Silent hunters. Many animals that owls hunt also have very good hearing. So if an owl wants to eat, it must attack by surprise. The soft feathers that cover owls' bodies help them fly without a sound. The main food for most owls is small animals, lots of them. A hungry great gray owl may eat 1,400 mice in a year. In its lifetime, a barn owl may eat 11,000 mice. Woo, that's a lot of mice, isn't it? I think I'm glad I'm not an owl, though. I don't think I'd like to eat mice. Okay, so let's look at this. What was the main idea of that topic? Silent hunters. What makes them silent? Soft, well, I start this one. Soft feathers, right? Help them fly silently to, why are they flying silently? Catch their prey. Nice. Okay, let's go back to the story. Where owls live is our next section. Let's start with the caption on top. It says a barn owl lives up to its name by raising its young in a barn. The title is Where Owls Live. So what are we going to learn? Right, where do they live? Let's find out. Some owls can live in many different habitats. Other owls need a special habitat though. Burrowing owls live mostly on the prairie, making their nests underground. They use old burrows dug by other animals. Sometimes they move into fields and golf courses, and even near airport runways. Oh, we have another sidebar. So this really doesn't have to do with the topic of this section, but the author, again, remember, important, pretty interesting usually information they found. So let's see what this sidebar says. An owl's housekeeper. Screech owls hunt snakes. However, they bring the blind snake back to their nest alive. They let it go inside the nest where it eats the insects that feed on the dead animals stored there. The snake becomes a housekeeper. Interesting. So the snake helps clean up the owl's nest, huh? Okay, let's go continue. Spotted owls can only survive in old forests with huge trees. By 1994, most of their habitat had been destroyed by logging. Today, few spotted owls are left. That's sad. So, what do we have for our section? Where owls live. I already started this one too. It says many places. They live in many different places, don't they? Do you remember some of the places? Yep, they can live in barns, in burrows, underground, and in huge trees, right? Sorry, go off page. Nice. Okay, we have one more section. It's called Owls Out There. Let's see what we can do, what we can learn about this section. Oh, this starts with a sidebar called Owl Sounds. So we're going to learn a little bit about owl sounds before we get into the section. Let's read what it says. Owl sounds. Owls aren't always silent, and they don't all hoot. They all make different sounds. A great horned owl can bark like a dog and meow like a cat. Barn owls don't hoot, they scream. Their strange crying appearance made some people think of barn owls as a sign of bad luck. Interesting. The caption under the picture says, people take pictures of a great gray owl, the largest owl in the world. Does seem pretty big. Let's read the text, starting with the section title. Owls are out there. People don't often see owls, but they're out there. If you're in the country and want to find one, try going out at sunset. Listen for their calls. If you stay out late enough, people might think you're an owl. A night owl, that is. Yeah, we call night owls people who stay, don't we? Yeah. Okay, so what was that section about? Owls out there. What do we want to put here? When do we want to look for owls? Yeah, we want to look around, sunset. What do we want to listen for? It could be a howl, it could be a scream, it could be a bark, or a meow. Or all the sounds, like I said, right? Wow, good job. Okay, so let's look at this. So now we have to summarize all this information. We've put all together and say, what is this book about? So let's look at our sections again. Fly in the Moonlight was about that they fly silently at night. eyes for the night, they can't move their eyes, so they move their heads and pupils grow, and their pupils grow large to the light and light. Even better ears. We decide their ears are huge, and the higher ear hears sound from above, and the lower ear hears sound from below. The section Silent Hunters, we learn that soft feathers help them fly silently to catch their prey. We learn where owls live. They have many different places, such as barns, burrows, underground, and huge trees. In the last section, Owls Out There, we learned that we should look around sunset and listen for howls, screams, barks, or meows. So let's go back up here. Owls Overhead. What was this story about? How owls what? Yeah, have special body parts and actions to help them survive, right? Let's see, does that make sense? Flying silently at night, is that an action? That's a detail. It gives an action that helps them survive, right? The next section was about their eyes. That's a special body part. And then their ears, another body part. The next section talks about soft feathers, helping them fly silently. So that kind of combines the body part and action, doesn't it? Yeah. Where they live helps them survive. We all need shelter. And where we can find them. So where, when, and what we need to listen for. Great job, ladies. You did a very nice job. I hope you had fun. See you soon.